Ari Mack. This is a show that gives you techniques, insight to help you learn how to manifest. I'm your host, spiritual coach Ari Mack, manifestation expert using astrology, affirmations, aromatherapy. Today we're going to talk about the moon, new moon in Scorpio. Now, the thing I've noticed about manifesting is a lot of times we're not completely 100% committed to all the manifestation that we should be. When I say manifesting, that means you're in the process of allowing what you're saying you want to manifest in your life. Yeah, that requires you to participate in that process. I know, right? And here's the deal, you're going to run into adversity. You just is. You're stepping into a new area. You're doing something you personally have never done before. There's not a guideline. If you're fortunate to have people who have been there or you can have mentor you, feel blessed and highly favored because a lot of us don't have that. Let's be real honest. And the society norms that we've been taught are not necessarily applied in every situation, meaning that if you guys don't have some clear boundaries in what you're speaking and how you're speaking to each other, things can get very weird. This Scorpio moon, because it's a new moon, okay, let me back up a little bit, okay? New moons, okay, always are more the inward, what we feel inward, because that's the beginning. Full moons are how we initiate, how we actually get out, take care of business, what we allow to make happen. Okay. Now, just a quick review on Scorpio energy. Scorpio deals with the hidden investigation, sex, taxes, death, psychic stuff, spirituality, all that stuff's in there. Okay. They're the end as far as the water trilogy goes. They are the ending of energy. That's where life begins. Phoenix from the ashes. Okay. Now, this full moon, which is happening now, is going to give us a chance to push out what is it that our insecurities, our doubts are telling us. Okay. Because manifesting, guys, those are your roadmaps. Yeah. Yeah. And you have to be thankful. Like I call this Thankful Thursday. I always feel thankful because as the day goes on and as the week goes on, you're accumulating experiences in your time that are of value because that knowledge, that experience can be used. You just got to figure out how to use it. Okay? This wonderful moon in, hey now, this wonderful moon in Scorpio, this full Scorpio moon, okay, is guaranteed to give you an opportunity to deal with those fears and anxieties. Okay, it's happening because Taurus is in the sun, which is the opposite of Scorpio. So there you go. Your hidden securities versus Taurus values, money, securities. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to deal with that. And I think as a whole, with Pluto, the planet in that rules Scorpio in Aquarius, it's about our hidden humanities. How do we want to be treated? Raising up the bar. And I always say this because I truly believe this. Good people need to have healthy boundaries. Just like bad people need to have their boundaries as well. Because that's how society exists in balance. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying anybody should walk on water. But there are common things we all have to use and share. So there are common things we need to work together on. And the universe is going to dictate how that happens. Hey, I'm talking about astrology. Hi, I'm spiritual coach Ari Mack. This is Manifesting with Ari Mack. I'm a spiritual life coach who uses affirmations, aromatherapy, and, astrology to give you that roadmap to manifesting your dreams, hopes, and desires. I have programs and classes, free information, because the more you understand, the better you are, and it's all free will. So if it's something you dig, like, follow, and subscribe. All right, and just take a listen. I'm talking about, yes, astrology. Yes, yeah. I have been studying this for over 15, 20 years. And as a spiritual life coach, I've witnessed the energies as they come down, and it's uncanny. It really is. But you have to know your rhythm. You know what I mean? You have to know yourself, so you know what you're capable of and why, right? And that requires you to deal with self. Yeah. And with this full moon we have coming up, like right now, May 1st, in Scorpio, it's just going to exacerbate whatever your anxieties are. So if you don't have good affirmations, good spiritual techniques for grounding, you know, things to keep you centered, you could run into a lot of trouble doing this energy because, you know, it's the end of the month, bills are due, you know, things are ending. If you look at the news, you could lose your mind. I'm sure everybody would like a little bit more love. That's the other thing. This energy is going to make us very sensual, very sexual, very affectionate. Okay, none of these things are bad. And if you're in a good space, enjoying yourself, then you will thoroughly have a good time. But if you're not in a good space and you need extra support, please call a friend, a family member, a clergy. Connect with people. What's your consulting fee, dear? You can go to candlesbyra.com, and I have different scales for different things that you need. Okay, because I do the full Monty on the spiritual side, meaning I look at your chart, I break down what it is that your goals, aspirations, and then I see the energy that you came down with. And then we do progression to see if you want to use it. Because, see, that's the whole thing about astrology. It just gives you the energy, right? It just suggests that you may have a better time if you do this. You don't have to do anything. Okay, you can still use your free will to go against yourself and make poor choices. That's totally acceptable. Okay, so yeah, so if you want a natal, I think it's 350 because it's a 2 hour session, and it takes me a week to look at the chart and really analyze what's going on with you because I got to get familiar what's happening in your particular chart. And I do charts all the time. Like today, we're talking about new moon in Scorpio. You know, excuse me, full moon in Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio. Let me not mix that up. And the intensity of that Pluto being in Aquarius, it amplifies it, in my opinion. Sometimes it can be scary. You may get scared knowing your future. You know what, though? You're going to be scared if you don't know it either. You see how that works? If you don't know something, you still have anxiety. If you know it, you still have anxiety. But here's the difference: your free will determines how you deal with that energy. Meaning, okay, if you need to know something because it's pertinent for your future projects, survival, budget, that's common sense. That's a good thing. But if you're digging for something in the hopes to use it as a weapon and or to potentially hurt and intentionally hurt people, then that's when you're using that energy, in my opinion, in a scary way. So it depends on the mindset. You know what I mean? It really depends on your mindset. Hi there. Nice to meet you. What should I know about your channel? Maybe quick 5 facts. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Spiritual coach Ari Mack. This is Manifesting with Ari Mack. We're about being a safe, positive place here. Number one, I use astrology, affirmations, and aromatherapy to inspire and give you insight. Okay. I have products and services available, also free information. I'm not a gatekeeper, but specifically to get into your particular situation, you need to become a part of our ecosystem, which is get in our mailing list, come to some of the classes, come to a meditation session, follow and like this channel, share it with people you know. This is about creating a positive vibration. That's what I'm about. That's what I do. So I hope that answered your question when I'm saying just me, your hi. Wow, that's a long name, but that was an excellent question. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to recommend you guys for this next 24 hours that when something's giving you some anxiety and fear, go toward it. Actually sit there for a second and ask yourself, what am I picking up on? Why am I picking up on this? Be honest with the root of it. Yes, it could be fear. Absolutely. I'm not saying put yourself in a fearful place, but I'm asking you to pinpoint, is it fear? Is it anxiety? Or it's just knowing something that you know that's going to disturb you for a minute? Okay? It's like when you find out your hero is human, right? And they do something that you wouldn't expect them to do. on an integrity level. Let's be very specific. That's always a, like, whoa, I would think better of you, right? But that doesn't mean they're just human. When you stop and think about it, they're human. Okay? They're trying to get up every day, do the very best they can. We just put more stock on them because we see them as being better. Okay? Okay. Now, do I have any Scorpios in the house? Oh, I'm in Los Angeles, California. So I'm on the West Coast. Any Tauruses? Pisces? Okay. All right. Because here's the deal, guys. We are, as people, as humanities goes, we're at such a transformational, like, conjunction, like on a track, right? Because energy is energy. It comes in different forms. You look very pretty, by the way. My daughter. You look very, very pretty. Have fun. Anyway, this is the beautiful part when you're doing your own thing. You can be yourself and be in your home. And that's a blessing. That is a blessing. So, what was I saying? She threw me off because I didn't expect her to walk toward me. And it was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Anyway, so this energy, it gives way for us to learn more about ourselves. So we'll find out there's more in common than actually that separates us, if that makes any sense. Because right now, you can feel more than you want. And when Uranus, because it's in Gemini, and I know these things, just bear with me on the terms. It's just me trying to explain from where my mind is speaking. So bear with the terms. You can ask me questions a little later. But Uranus rules Aquarius, right? Just follow me. Aquarius, the sign, is in Pluto, which rules Scorpio. Okay? So those are pretty big planets. Both Aquarius and Scorpio are fixed. One rules air, the other rules water. So you put that together, you're going to have fog. But fog breeds steam, steam cleans, it moves things away, and it disinfects. Okay? Now, with Uranus, the planet of communications, well, Uranus, it rules electricity specifically. Moving into Gemini right now, which is communications. Remember, Gemini and Virgo both rule the planet Mercury. If you're doing any business online, if you're trying to grow online, put more stock and faith in what you want. Just spend a little bit more time on the research. Put money in your budget to buy things that you think would help you grow your business. Because online is going to explode even more. And I see it going into subgroups because Scorpio is hidden. It's behind the scenes. So there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes, probably new organizations coming through, new softwares, new techs, just a lot of new. And for those who do not want to get with that or understand it, it's going to be difficult. Yes, there will be aspects that will be made easier, right? Because data, literally, look at us right now. We're in the process of using this wonderful technology. What a blessing. I'm connecting with people. Guys, let me know where you're from. I'm in LA, California, United States. Where are you guys from? Squidleaf. When I say jump out, say how high. Yeah, that's a good one. I finally got to read that. Where are you guys from? What city or state that or am I seeing you from? Let me know in the comments. So, what I'd like you to do in manifesting with this energy, this next, couple hours, like, no, I'd say next 24 hours, just sit and think about your anxiety. Think about where it's coming from. Because my theory, and a lot of people have agreed with this, 0 to 5 is where everything comes together. India, China, Riverside. Thank you. Thank you. Because this is what I'm saying. Connection. When you start getting into your deeper subconscious mind, your spiritual connection, because we're all connected, guys, on some level. There's just a natural flow that tells you when something is right for you and when it's not. But to be honest with yourself, you have to slow down and hear that and deal with that. And yes, guys, it is going to bring fear. and anxiety. Yeah. Because you're doing something to step out of your comfort zone. Does that make sense? You're literally saying, I need to do this. I have to grow through this. So you got to take that step. Now, here's the beautiful part. Once you take that step, the universe is going to open up another door. It's like a magic carpet ride. Hey, Miss Pixie Mama, how are you doing today? All right. So, this energy, this is about begotten on a higher level, but you got to deal with your inner stuff first. Scorpio is not a scary sign. Okay? This full moon is to give us a chance to deal with those hidden fears, deal with that emotional stuff, because that Taurus sun sign is going to ground us. Okay? It's going to keep us on, like, hey, that's why they're the opposite signs, but opposites also attracts. It's nothing wrong with having something that makes you a better person. I didn't say abuse you. I said makes you a better person, meaning it's okay to have something challenge. Okay? Or you have to move your way through it or work your way through it. Because I'm going to tell you something, guys. The reason why a lot of people aren't successful at the level they want is because they're lazy. Right out, straight out. An entrepreneur, a self motivated person, they have to stay inspired. And I'm very, very proud to say I have a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with who are doing fantastic work, but they stay inspired and they use my coaching services to help guide them and keep them centered. Start simple, okay? I'll talk about, well, Saturn is in Aries, so I'll touch on that in just a little bit before I leave. The energy's there. You can make better choices, guys. But you got to deal with that fear. You got to deal with that anxiety. And this is where I'll bring Saturn in. Saturn, the planet, the sign it rules is Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn and Saturn, they go hand in hand. Okay, it's like Saturn, its father, the sign, it's his child. Okay, Saturn is the taskmaster, it's the structure. Hold on one second. Have a beautiful time. Take lots of pictures. She's off to the world and I'm sending my daughter off. Anywho, basically, Saturn creates structure. Now, I was with the Capricorn man for quite a bit of time. And I'm telling you now, if they can get that structure and it's balancing them, it is a beautiful thing. Beautiful. But when Saturn is not balanced, the taskmaster can go overboard. Thank you, Pixie Mama. Okay. And with Saturn, it becomes brittle, it becomes hard, it becomes rigid. And that leads to being flimsy, which leads to people not believing. The whole symbolism goes deep. Well, Saturn's in Aries right now. And they're both going to not be nice. They're both going to be battling because it's kind of a square. It's a fire sign in an earth planet. And fire and earth, they just, you know, it's like snakes and dragons. You know, they come from different elements and they have their advantages, but they still got to work it out. So that's the energy that we're dealing with. So with Saturn being in Aries, well, I'm just glad it left Pisces alone because it was dealing with me for a long time. For Aries, it's time to get disciplined. It's time to get structured. For Saturn, for Capricorns, you're not going to have rest. You're gonna have to work that ass. That means you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zones. You're gonna have to do better structural planning because Capricorn rules structure, careers, the skin, that kind of thing. So I would say to everybody that's listening to me, take good care of your skin. Make sure you're staying hydrated outside and inside. Drink your water every day. Water with mint or fruit is always good, but just plain water is good too. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I've been doing this for over my whole life, the astrology. I started studying astrology when I was a little girl. I used to go to the library, and this is when we really had libraries. On a Saturday, if my mom had to go wash clothes a couple of blocks up, she dropped me off at the library. And this is when you could do this. I know you can't do this now. We live in a different world. I came from a small town in Texas, so it was like no big deal. But I'd go into the astrology section And literally, you guys, the books would have dust on them because nobody really cared. But the librarian would always order books about astronomy and astrologists and stuff like that. So I got fascinated because I thought my brother was trying to kill me. This is no joke. When we were kids, because he's an Aries and I'm a Pisces, he would just be so aggressive with me and would take my bottle and always wanted to play fight. And I'm just like, I don't want to play with you. You or me. But he taught me defense because that's what he's planet of war. I'm Neptune. I'm water. I'm like peace, love, right? So I used to stay there for hours, pulling all the books out and finally by hand doing a natal chart. Okay. I actually did this stuff. And it was fascinating. And then my mom come pick me up and I had to put all the books back and then take my notes. That started my journey on information and knowledge. And fast forward to now, I did that because I was just interested. I just wanted to understand. And lo and behold, looking at my chart, that it totally made sense. Because I have a Scorpio moon in the eighth house. So that means that moon is like amplified to the okay. And I didn't want that, but that gives the gift of spirituality, um, psychic ability, being able to pick up on energies even when you don't want to. I mean, when I was a little girl, I could smell when something was going rotten. I could, and to this good day, I still am sensitive to bullshit. I really have a hard time with bullshit because at a certain point, it just stinks. It just stinks. And so, I think everybody has a plan. I think there's a plan for everybody. There's a divine design, but you got to decide if you want to be a part of that. You got to decide how you want to receive that. Some people go through spirituality. Some people go through psychiatrists. Some people just do their own thing. Some people don't believe in anything. That's all fine. What is your way? What do you believe in? Okay, that's the most important thing. And that's what I really encourage. That's my core belief that the stronger you in your confidence in yourself and your ability, yes, from a mile away, I can. Yes, I can smell it. And speaking of that, sweetheart, please take that out before you leave. Before you leave. Thank you. I just smelled something myself and was like, oh, hell no. I'm not doing that. Anyway, um, you basically have to own, okay, just own that just you don't need it. You don't want it. And it's hard when there's money involved, like when you're working with some people that are difficult or you're dealing with family members. Because I think family's like luggage. You need it so you can't get rid of it, right? And work relation stuff develops over time. If it's a good relation, it's really sweet. But if it's not, it could be a booger bear because you got to decide how you want to walk in the door every day. You can't just be yourself because, well, maybe that's not working for the rest of the group. Who the hell knows? Bottom line is you got to make all these decisions and tune into self. And then you got your family and your loves and the people you want to be with. I mean, this life is so full and it's so beautiful. But if you don't stop to enjoy it and appreciate it and know your mechanisms, like know your triggers, not blaming somebody else because you made a poor choice, especially if you keep having the same things happen to you. Okay? Say, hey, Squidman, Squiblift. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But one of the things I've noticed that if stuff keeps happening to you, and you keep playing the victim role, there's something in there that you need to correct, right? There's some mechanism within you that still is comfortable at that frequency. And until you address it, that frequency will come back and visit you again and again and again. And that's not a negative thing if you're comfortable there, but you got to stop playing the game that maybe you're not comfortable, but you are, but you say you're not. See, that contradiction right there will send you around in circles in your affirmations and your success. Because you're praying for one thing, you're doing something else, and then you're saying something completely different. So that's like going to a buffet and the sauce for the mac and cheese is on the other side, and then the noodles, which could be Chinese noodles, are over here. You understand? It's chaos. Sekiba. It's easy to pronounce. Okay, I'm sorry. Sakabe. Sakabe? Give me a thumbs up if I said that right. I'm trying, guys. I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. I am not perfect. But when we take this time tonight, because another thing that's beautiful about this full moon in Scorpio is journaling. If you like writing or you like meditating, taking like moon baths, and you know what a moon bath is, right? You just, I mean, if you have the space to be able to, be free, that means nude. Just sit out on your porch if you're safe and enjoy. Okay, enjoy the moon's ray. Okay, hey Miss Naima, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Tell us if you're going to enjoy some of this full moon Scorpio energy. It's happening as we speak. Okay, thank you, sweetie. Because let me tell you something. We all need to regenerate. Okay, we all need to be better to this. Okay, and this, because your mind and your spirit is where you live. That's where you recover. That's where you can bounce back. That's where you can not show your ass because you make a better choice. That's a gold mine right there. It's in the smaller one. Yes. I'm a mom. I always be mom. I'm still gonna be nosy. Even if she's not asking me, I'm like, oh. Anyway. Now the interesting part about May, because we are gonna have two full moons, because we got another one on the 31st in Sagittarius, and I'll talk more about that in the future. Now, I also have a free astrology report for every single sign that's coming out, I think, tomorrow. Yes. Go to candlesbyari.com and join. You can download the April one, and we'll send out the May one in our newsletter, which comes out like every 10 days or something like that. So we will include that. So if you sign up and download April's, because I think April's is still up there, then you'll get the May when we send out the next batch of newsletters. Okay, so you'll get it one way or the other, or you can download it and go back that way. Oh, the Gap program. Yes, yes, yes. I did create a program because I know everybody can't be with me one on one. I can't be everywhere. Okay, I just can't. I love to be. So I created this program called the Guided Astrology Program. We nicknamed it the Gap. Okay, and it's a membership program that basically gives you access to the classes that I have going on. You get a tape every 7 to 10 days. It's a Zoom link that gives you a lot of information about what's going on for the week for each sign. We give you your best days, affirmations, aromatherapy. So it's basically me talking to you in video form. And each sign and element gets their theme, so you can kind of figure out which way you're going. I priced it at $29.99, but there's an intro price for the first month for $9.99. So you get 30 days to try it out, see if it works or not. Now the cool part is once you join for that $9.99, you get access to some of the classes. Now next month, I'm going to be doing a basic astrology class 101. Okay, that's going to be, I think, the 30th. I want to say the 30th, but I'll have that in the newsletter when it comes out in the blog. And basically with that class, I'm going to break down the planets and the signs and just show you how they coordinate. Really, really, really simple. This is not going to be a complex class. I want people to understand the meaning behind the different astrology aspects so that you can actually do your own research, because everybody has a very unique signature. Okay? There's not one person on this planet that's exactly the same, including twins. So once you find your unique signature, how you like to do things, what people work well with you? What is your rhythm? How do you see yourself developing? See, these are very important internal dialogues because they create positive neurons in your brain. Okay, on the meditation workshop and the aromatherapy works. Okay, so Miss Pixie Mama is one of my success stories. She's been with me for quite some time. Yes, I do have meditation classes twice a month, usually on Sundays, and they are recorded. So I am creating a library. So for those who are registered for the class and do not show up, they have opportunity to request a copy sent to them. So it's things like that that give you a safe place. More than anything else, I think we need mentally safe places to regenerate. That's not luxury, that's not over the top. It's just information. It's just information. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but when I hit that wall, I need some positive thoughts. I need to know things are going to be okay. I need somebody else to stand with me and say that, because that's just as important, okay, as when you are actually picking up that heavy stuff, like physically picking up stuff to move. That spiritual and psychological and emotional lifting is just as important. So this program that I created is to keep that inspiration going, to feed you some positive thoughts, and if nothing else, entertain you. Because I think that God has a great sense of humor. I created me, and I think I do some very interesting things down here. Oh, and well, she's like my PR person. Just as a gift, once a month, we have a thing called the Day Prayer Circle. Okay, it's absolutely free, does not cost you a penny. Okay, you need to register at the website candlesbyari.com, and it's going to be on May 13th. And it's a Zoom link, it's private. Okay, no one speaks. But what we do is we sit together, and I pick 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, which is on the West Coast. I don't know if that works for everybody, but that's the time I pick, because usually you can have like a lunch or snack or beverage and just sit. And what I do is I just do a meditation. We go into prayers and we pray on everything that is coming through the a chat room, because everybody has to put something in chats. Your meditation class works wonders for my mom. She still talks about it to this day. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you. I tried, my lady, because I know the importance of just breathing. Literally, you guys, just matter of fact, let's do that. Let's do that all together. Let's just sit for 1 second. You can place your right hand on your heart if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. And your left hand on your belly. And this is a exercise we use in class. And I just want you to breathe. Just breathe. These few moments, this little, it's like maybe 10 seconds, can save your life. Just giving yourself a moment to just calm down and just be. Just breathe. Okay? I'm calling for water now, so. Meditation classes are $35. And if you're a part of the Zoom, a part of this, hit me up on any of my social medias. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube, obviously. Um, Instagram. And guys, help me out over on Instagram. I mean, I need subscriptions every which way. So like, follow, share, okay, subscribe, because we're creating a positive network. Like I said, this is a safe place. And I do this so that it's recorded, so that if you need to go back and listen to something I said later, because that's the other thing. This energy is ever progressing. Nothing just sits and stays the same. I know people like to think nostalgic and we have vintage, and those are all wonderful things. They are wonderful things. But there's also a progressive energy that's consistently moving forward. And I think that's time. Really, I just think it's time, because time is saying, I'm still ticking, regardless of whatever you got going. I mean, think about it. Since we came out the chute, we've been changing and metamorphosizing. Okay? How do you recenter during a challenging time? Oh, that's another tough question. Because you have to first want to be recentered. Are you creating a peace of mind community? A peaceful, I'm creating a safe space. I'm creating a safe space. And that's why Candles by Ari was created. Because when I started, I gave away the candles. Literally, I just gave them away. Because I was just, helping my clients with our sessions, and I felt like they needed more. And that started this whole transformation of me just figuring out, how do I give more? And the candles developed, because I'm a very sensitive person to smells and sights. The affirmations were always there. You guys, the Candles have affirmations on them. And the affirmations have worked for many, many, many moons because they enter your super subconscious mind to release your anxiety. So you can start working on receiving instead of running away from. Instead of just like barely getting by, you get into thriving, right? And as you do this, things shift, things get easier, but you also have to shift that anxiety of what was to where you want it to be. That calming energy is terrifying for some. It's just terrifying. They feel like they got to go back and find something negative because they're used to it. You got to retrain your mind. When they say you could take the streets out of the person, you can take the person out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of the person. Guys, that is simply not a joke. It is true. If something is so ingrained in you that you can't help it, then you got to work with it. Because maybe that's how you learn. Maybe that's your comfort zone. Don't know. But getting comfortable with it and understanding how it affects others, that's your task. Because you can't act like you don't know something once you do. Yep. So, like I said, I'm spiritual coach Ari Mack. I'm here live once a week, but I put up my daily positive thoughts. Like I said, Thankful Thursday. Please like and follow, leave comments, and share. I'm going to do Faithful Friday tomorrow. Just my suggestions and anecdotes. And like I said, there are programs. I do have a free, report that I put together, all from my spiritual perspective of what's happening with the universe and how it can affect you. Now, to get more specific, you do need to do a one-on-one. You can either do that with the regular, just a half an hour, or natal chart. And then there's classes available. Like I said, this month we're going to be doing the basic candles one-on-one, which is going to be like, $35, $40, something like that. It will be recorded, so you can take notes, but it's just going to break down my interpretations of the planets and the signs based on my astrology and spiritual connection. It gives you better insight. It gives you understanding. And you'll be surprised how it makes sense when you start looking at yourself and maybe how you deal with things. Okay? Now, this full moon in Scorpio, which is happening as we speak, is giving us an opportunity to deal with those fears and anxieties that's sitting underneath. Don't run toward the fire, but find out what kind of fire. Like, what are you smelling? Like, are you smelling a bunch of bullshit? Come on. You smell a lot of bullshit? Then you know it's bullshit. Okay? Like I said, go to my website and definitely like, subscribe, follow, because it takes a village. When they say raising a person, living this world, good friends, okay, a job or a source of income that's coming in that you like. Because I know a lot of people work, but they're not happy with it. That's hard, okay? Being good to your body. When somebody gives you a compliment, say thank you, and don't say, oh, this or that. Thank you. Repeat with me. Thank you. Let's do it again. Thank you. With a smile. Thank you. See how easy that was? But we have to get used to retraining ourselves. Remember, we can take the person out of the streets. We can't take the streets out of the person. So if you're praying for something and you're meditating on something, which is also good to do tonight, and that moon bath, if you're so lucky to have a safe private place where you can go and just get, naked and take that energy in, please take it, enjoy it. Otherwise, sit by your tub, sit by a beach. I'll put music on the background. There's so many lovely meditation music on YouTube. If I find one, I'll put one in my link. But let's try to celebrate our fears and not get so pissed off that we can't be fearful. That don't make no sense. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys to go to my website, candlesbyari.com, and get your free report. April is still up, but May's coming. All right, if you feel so, do so. Grab the candle. The candle of the month is going to be red courage candle, because we're going to need some courage, and you can take a listen to that. We did a color and fragrance class last month, and that was pretty cool too. So we're going to add stuff that helps add value to your lives and help you understand a little bit better, and hopefully help you find peace. So if you have any questions, please like, follow, comment. You can hit me up on any of my apparatuses on my social media page. And just remember you're blessed. And if you can just tonight, with this full moon in Scorpio, just sit and deal with whatever that anxiety, like what is bothering you? Where's this coming from? Okay? And just own it. Yeah, just sit and own it. The only way you can manifest is that you realize, what do you want to manifest? You have to have that core belief that you really want to do that, and then allow the universe to show you how. All right? All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, I'm here Thursdays. This is Thankful Thursday. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and just remember, you are blessed. See you soon. Bye.